Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new COD mobile video. I did promise this video some days ago, but I finally finished making all these loadouts and finished editing and stuff, so here it is now. So as you can see by the title, in this video I'll be showing you the top 5 gunsmith loadouts in my opinion that I am using for season 11, and I did make one of these for last season. We didn't get really a lot of balance changes. We did get a few new attachments to the QQ9 and the AK-47, so this will basically be like a part 2 to that video. So if you are new here, please be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button so we can make it to 8,000 subscribers, and make sure the bell beside the sub button is on all and not personalized. And I'm also asking you to go ahead and hit that like button. If you can get 100 likes on this video, that would be so great, and with everyone's effort I know that we can do it. So enough talking, let's get right into it. Alright guys, we are starting off with a sniper loadout just because I am kind of enjoying sniping more since like this season. So I do have a DLQ loadout. I'm trying to make a locust one, but I have not successfully found a good one as yet. So let me show you the DLQ loadouts. We won't be using any muzzle for the barrel. We'll be using the MIP light barrel just so we can have more ADS speed without taking off the stock. We'll be using the default optics, of course. For the stock, we are using the YKM stock. We're using FMJ so we can get those double kills, collaterals, and wallbangs a lot easier. We're using the OWC laser as well so we can get more ADS speed. I did have just 4 attachments on this thing, but just because the bipoid doesn't really take off anything, even though I don't crouch or prone when sniping, but it's still better than having nothing equipped right there. So yeah, that's what I'm using. Alright guys, so we are on to SMG, and this is my Rust loadout, and I think I did have a Rust loadout previously, but I did improve it, and this one is a whole lot better, especially in terms of getting all your shots on target. So let me just show you what I have on this thing. I'm not using any muzzle, I'm not using any barrel, and I'm also using a default iron sight. I normally use barrel on some of my SMGs, but I didn't really see the need for any of these barrels right here. For the stock, we are using no stock so we can get more ADS speed, and also we can also get more movement speed, so we can be able to run around the map a lot faster, especially if we go ahead and put on the lightweight perk. For the gun perk, unfortunately we cannot get to use any of those because our attachments just full everything up. For the laser, we're using the OWC tactical laser so we can get some ADS speed as well as ADS bullet spread accuracy so we can get all our shots on target. For the foregrip, we are also using the strike foregrip, and the Rust doesn't really have a lot of recoil, but as I said, I really wanted to focus on the ADS bullet spread accuracy because that is just one recoil that you just cannot control. So that is what I was basically focused on with this attachment. As you can see, the accuracy on this thing is at 63. For the mag, we are using the 38 round extended mag, and this is so we don't have to reload a whole lot. We can kill like 3 people before we need to reload, and this is gonna take down some of our movement speed. But just because we put on no stock, that's not really going to be a problem. I did have the stipple grip tape on this, but I realized that the ADS speed is already fast, so there's absolutely no need for this. So I just went ahead and used the granulated stipple grip tape, and this is going to give us ADS bullet spread accuracy, and as I said, my accuracy is at 63 for this. And for the perks, I just went ahead and put on lightweight just to add that more movement ability. And as I said, this is like currently my go-to favorite gunsmith loadout right now, so I just had to put it right here. The next build that I have is actually another SMG build, and we know that the HG40 is just killing it right now. This is definitely the most versatile gun right now, so I obviously had to make a build for this. And this is kind of similar to the Rust build that I just showed you. So we're not using any muzzle, we're not using any barrel, we're using the default iron sight, also using no stock again just so we can move around a lot faster. For this one, we're not using the OWC, unfortunately. We are using the MIP just because the hipfire on the Rust is kind of better than the hipfire on the HG. The H3's hipfire is kind of wild, so I just went ahead and put on this. We're using the strike foregrip, and we're using the 40 round mag. I don't even think I have ever seen someone use the 40 round mag on this other than me, just because it just pains me that when I'm in the middle of a gunfight I have to reload, because I hate changing pistol when I'm in the middle of a gunfight. That's why I always use extended mag. And finally, are using the granulated grip tape, and the accuracy for this is at 70 and the mobility is at 88, so it is pretty accurate, and also it has a very good ADS speed. You will be able to move around the map very fast, and I also like to use lightweight on this thing. We now have the first AR on this list, and this is the Manowar. And as I always say, the Manowar in my opinion is like the most underrated assault rifle in the game. If you did see my video with the top 5 assault rifles, the Manowar is on this, and this is because it's a 3-shot kill. I didn't want to put this in here because I want to make a dedicated video towards this build, but either way, let me just show you. And as you can see, no muzzle. Guys, let me say this, I don't use muzzle on any of my guns. So while I will use a barrel for some of them, I do not use muzzle because like muzzle in my opinion does more bad than it does good. We are using the default iron sight for the Manowar. Iron sight is pretty good for me. I don't know, some people find the iron sight a bit uncomfortable, but to me it's pretty alright. For the stock, we are using the MIP stock so we can get down some of that recoil and flinch as well. We're also using the MIP for this, and one thing that I forgot to say, this Manowar build you can actually use it at a pretty low level. I am using the MIP right here, but if you do have the OWC, I would suggest that you use that instead. For the foregrip, I'm using the strike foregrip just to control some of that recoil and get the shots on target. We are using for the magazine the 25 round extended mag. The ADS speed is kind of low on this Manowar, so I don't recommend you using any attachment that is gonna slow down your ADS speed any more than it already is. And 25 round per mag is pretty decent. You can kill like 2.5 people with this before you need to reload again. And finally, the grip tape, we are using the stipple grip tape. If you try this loadout and you see that the ADS speed is not that bad as I find it, then I would suggest that you put on the granulated grip tape. I'm not using lightweight on this class, I'm actually using agile because the ADS speed on the Manowar overall is pretty slow, but it is still a 3-shot kill weapon. So just like the AK-47 that has a bit of a slow ADS speed with 3 shots, so it's not that bad. And for my try hard LK class, let me just take you over this because I love the LK so much, I just had to put it in this video. So we won't be using any muzzle, we won't be using any barrel, we also won't be using any optic. We're going to be using no stock just to give us some ADS speed and movement speed, and this will take off some ADS bullet spread, some give us flinch and recoil, but don't worry, I will be fixing that pretty soon. We are using the OWC laser for ADS speed and ADS bullet spread. We're also using the Ranger foregrip. I normally use the strike foregrip, but I'm using the Ranger this time just because LK is a bit harder to control than some of the guns that I did put earlier. We're using the 40 round extended mag, and for the rear grip, I don't know why this on stippled, we're actually going to use the granulated instead. So yeah, this is it. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I wanted you to promise me guys that if you go ahead and use any of these builds and you actually like them, that you will go ahead and subscribe to the channel to help us out with that 8K goal, and also be sure to remember to like the video. We do have more videos like this coming, and I am trying to get some quality content, upgrading my stuff. I am supposed to get a new mic and stuff, so the content in a few more weeks will be just golden. So that is it guys, I will see you guys tomorrow.